When a birth parent decides to place her child for adoption, there are laws and processes to follow. But there's no guidebook on how to act or feel. The same can be said for the adoptees and the adoptive parents. In her new book, Adopting Hope, former award-winning Donahue producer Lorri Antosz Benson shares real life stories and tips on the process, struggles, and an undeniable joy that comes with adoption. Good morning to you both.
Thank you.
This is a story very near and dear to my heart. I have an adopted baby as well. I want you to take me back some time ago. You were a producer at the Donahue show. It was truly the dream job when all of a sudden at the age of 24 you discovered you were pregnant.
I was pregnant.
What happened next?
Well, it was obviously unplanned, and you know, the next 8 months were probably the most difficult of my life. And after going through every option that I could possibly do, I just wanted what was the best thing for Kate and Amy at the time. And I did decide that placing her for adoption would give her the opportunity to have, you know, full-time parents.
Right.
My job was 24/7, weekends, nights, and I just couldn't keep her in daycare constantly. I didn't have family to help out in the city. So,
and I do think that sometimes people's perceptions on the rationale of birth parents when they're making that choice is often way off base.
It's often judgmental.
It is judgmental because it's a thoughtful decision. It is a difficult choice, and it's one that comes with consequences. But the consequences,
lifetime consequences.
Yeah, lifetime consequences. Yeah. But you recognize the value of placing a child in a permanent home with a family who's prepared to parent.
Yes.
And I want to say that I admire that decision that you made.
Thank you so much. One quote that I've mentioned to you that I love is from a birth mother who said, "If I'd loved him even an ounce less, I would have kept him."
Yeah.
But it is a decision made out of love, and as difficult as it is, if you want the best thing for your child, you know, then you can make a choice like that.
All right, and time ticks on.
Yeah.
And guess what? Look who's here. We have Miss Kate. I'm so glad that you're here, Kate.
Thanks
and you decided at some point in your life that you wanted to look for your birth parent. That's a personal decision. Some adoptees choose not to pursue that. Others do. Yeah. Tell me what motivated you to begin that search.
You know, adoption was never a mystery in our house. It was always just something that was who we are. You know, my father was adopted, and me and my sister were adopted. My mom was the weird one, you know, natural child, and so it was just part of our culture.
Mom was
you know,
the weird one.
I mean, yeah. So it was just kind of part of our culture in the house, and you know, I was a really curious child, so there were things that I noticed that were different about myself, maybe my handwriting or, you know, my interest in this or that, and we had just enough information about Lorri and my birth father to say, well, maybe that's why I like that or don't like that. And so it was just something that was kind of a curiosity. And then I think the real turning point was finally Lorri was able to share a photograph of my half-sisters and seeing their faces and like seeing my similarities to, you know, my middle sister, and just saying, like, I have a whole family.
You've got
out
a whole
there.
family. You might as well reach it. So you finally decided to do a reunion. That was at the age of 16, correct?
Yeah.
And that had to have been such a spectacular day, just filled with all kinds of emotions.
Yeah, well, it was, for me, it was something that I had wished and hoped and prayed for, but I was never going to initiate it because I didn't want to intrude. But the fact that she came, it was just, you know, all my dreams came true.
And you bring up something important, because for many prospective adoptive parents, or for adoptive parents, the fear of having the birth mother re-enter their lives can be unsettling. But the reality is, many of these reunions are very, very positive in nature, and you were very thoughtful about the way that you did reinsert yourself in Kate's life.
And I think that it absolutely, and people are afraid of it, and I think that's natural. But even in situations where it doesn't quite end up, you know, as wonderful as ours has, I think birth children do have the curiosity, birth children do have the curiosity of who am I, where I came from. And I think an adoptive parent needs to encourage that
Right,
search.
and so Anne is your mom.
Yes.
And then ultimately now the two of you, Kate's mom and you, share a grandchild.
We share a
Two
Grandchildren.
yes.
That's so exciting.
Yep, and it's again, that's Anne's generosity and her comfort level, her confidence in her place as a mother, that just allows her to just say, the more love, the better.
Well, we're almost out of time. We got to
Okay.
get to your book. You have actually you have a lot of different stories of people that have contributed to their book. They've talked to it from the perspective of birth parents, adoptees, and adoptive parents.
Yes.
It's a great collection, including people such as Angela Paxton, Senator Angela Paxton, and Jill Larson from All My Children. A lot of people stepped up and
A lot
wanted
of
to
people
participate.
stepped up, and I just have to say, it turned into this amazing resource for anyone on an adoption path. It has so much information: what works, what doesn't, you know, how to do this right, you know, what not to do. I mean, it's just really a great help for people, I think.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I love hearing this happy ending. Thank you again. All right, you can find Adopting Hope online on Amazon or on Lorri's website at LorriAntoszBenson.com. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.